No, no.
Why didn't you?
Because Doobie didn't say.
Doobie didn't tell you to either at your house. Well, now Doobie says spin around. Doobie says stamp your foot. Doobie says shake your head. Now shake your hands. Are you shaking your hands?
No.
Why aren't you shaking your hands? Doobie didn't tell you to. Exactly. All right, let's try one more time. Doobie says shake your foot. Doobie says shake the other foot. Now shake your hands. Did I catch you that time? Did Doobie tell you to shake your hands? No, he didn't. Well, now Doobie says please stop shaking your hands. Please stop shaking your feet. And, oh, please stay right over here. And would you say good morning to Christina, who's joined us in Romper Room? We're starting a very special week in Romper Room, Christina. We're going to be talking all about science, and we're going to be meeting some scientists this week in Romper Room. Can you think of someone who's a scientist? Do you think someone who studies space is a scientist? Outer space? Yes, and we'll find out about them. Well, let's say hello to Christian, who's standing next to Christina. Good morning. Can you say hello to everyone?
Good morning.
Can you think of someone who's a scientist?
No.
Someone who studies our world or something in it?
God.
Well, some people do study religion and relate science to that. But let's think of something we have here on Earth. Something you might have in your backyard.
A dog.
Dogs. All right. Scientists study animals, don't they? That's very important. Well, next to Christian is Michael, and we say good morning to Michael. Can you say hello to everyone at home?
Hi.
Now, can you think of someone who's a scientist, a special kind of scientist? What kind?
A cat.
Pardon me?
A cat.
Well, we just said someone who studies animals. Can you think of anyone else besides the study of animals?
Elephant.
Well, all different types of animals, exactly. Well, let's say hello to three friends who've been with us before in Romper Room. We welcome them back. First, we'd like you to say hello to Diane. Can you say hello?
Hi.
And to Lawrence. Can you say hello? Come on, Lawrence, a big hello. And Karen, a big hello.
Hi.
Right, this week, we're going to be meeting some special scientists. Tomorrow, we're going to meet a scientist who studies weather. Do you know what that kind of scientist is called?
A weatherman.
Well, a weatherman or a meteorologist. And we'll be talking to him about how he studies the weather and how he forecasts the weather. But it's time for us to say the pledge. Who's going to hold our flag? Christian? Everyone come over. Would you please stay standing at your house? Put your right hand on your heart. Christian, would you please stand here? Use both hands to hold the flag and hold it out here so that you can see the flag, so that all of our friends at home can see that. Good, Lawrence. Put that hand on your heart. Michael, you had the right hand and you changed. There you go. And Diane, can you back up just a little so that we can all see the flag? All right. Now, Christian, would you please lead us in the words to the pledge? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Oh, I forgot to say that a little bit later today, we're going to be scientists here in Romper Room. We're going to be performing some experiments. But right now, we're going to have some fun punching our exercise balls.
I used to have one of these, but it popped.
Oh, well, if you have one at your house, I hope you'll get it out so you can punch yours with us.
The first day that I had them, they punched it too hard and it popped.
Oh, well, we do have to be careful. We shouldn't punch them too hard. And also, we shouldn't stand too close together or too close to any furniture. Let's see. Perhaps you can stand back here, Christian. Good. All right, Karen, don't punch it too close to our shelf. We don't want it to hit that and pop. All right, come on. Let's all have some good punching fun. Watch out. Don't hit the wall, Karen. by jumping up and down and punching at the same time. All right, jump on both feet, and maybe you'd like to hold the ball with both hands. All right, are you ready? Michael, hold that rubber band. And, oh, by the way, if you don't have an exercise ball at your house, just pretend you do and use your fist and punch the air as we say, Mr. Music, please. What? Jump up and down and punch at the same time. Did you like doing that? Can you think of another way to punch?
With 2 fingers.
Hold it with just 2 fingers?
Yeah.
Like this? All right, try that at your house.
Yes.
Let's see. All right, I think you have it just around 1 finger, don't you?
No, 2. See?
Where's the second? It's just around this one, isn't it? All right, oh, and then you're going to use your thumb. All right, try that as we say, Mr. Music, please. It's 1 finger and your thumb. All right, please be careful. Don't stand too close to someone. We don't want you to accidentally punch someone else. Her hand up in the air. What's your idea? 1 finger, and show us how you want us to. All right, try to keep it on 1 finger. Oh, we don't want it to fall off. All right, try this at your house. Just 1 finger. Try to keep it on there. Oh, come on. Try to keep it on that 1 finger. Oh, one more idea. Michael, what's your idea? All right, 2 middle fingers. All right, let's go from 1 finger to 2 fingers as we say, Mr. Music, please. Two fingers. Can you keep it on your 2 fingers? Keep punching it. Don't let it fall off. Okay. And now we're going to put our exercise balls away. We're going to look at something that has this shape, but it's much, much smaller. In fact, you might say it's very tiny, and we'll look at that after this.
Romper Room will be back after these messages.
Hi, I'm Woodsy Owl. In order to try and stop pollution, we need more help. So, help Woodsy spread the word. Come on, never be a dirty bird. No matter where you go, you can let some people know to give a hoot, don't pollute. Never be a dirty bird. In the city or in the woods, help keep America looking good.
What is this?
Food.
What are these?
Milk and cheese.
Calcium. I can feel it in my bones. Loaded with protein and iron.
Those are foods of the meat group.
These compute as vitamins A and C.
We call them fruits and vegetables.
Wow. Energy from this and vitamins too.
All these are made from grain.
If I were on Earth, I'd eat foods from these 4 food groups every day.
This message was presented by your local dairy council.
Each one of us has a piece of paper with some things on top of it. What do you see on top of your piece of paper?
Acorns.
Are they acorns? Look closer.
No.
They are seeds. Now I'd like you to look at those seeds very carefully. Do you see one that's the shape of our exercise ball? But it's very tiny, isn't it? Are all these seeds the same
Like
shape?
No.
They're not. Are they all the same size?
No.
No. I wonder if you could make 3 piles. 1 pile with the smallest seeds, and 1 with the next smallest, and 1 with the next smallest. Could you do that? All right, let's all try. Make a pile of the smallest, and then the next smallest. Karen, you can do it right there.
See,
you work on your
the
paper.
green ones look like apple seeds.
Well, actually, they're pea seeds. All right. But could you make your separate piles? Come on, divide up all the seeds. So you have the smallest, the next smallest, and then the next smallest. How are you doing? Are you almost finished?
I'm finished.
You need 3 different piles. Do you have 3 piles? 1, 2, 3. Oh, Diane does. Let's look at Diane. Now, Diane, which are the smallest? Can you put the smallest ones over here and the biggest ones over there? And the others right in the middle.
I'm finished.
All right. Let's start over here with Christian. Let's see how Christian did. Is this how you would have divided up Christian's seeds? Let's look at them. Which are the smallest here?
Here, right there.
And the next smallest?
Here.
And the next smallest?
Here.
Right. Or we could say these are the
Biggest.
the next biggest, and the next. Good. All right, let's visit with Karen. Would you have divided hers this way? Good. And now let's look at Diane's. Very good. And now let's come over and let's visit with Michael and let's see his. Right, Michael, which are the smallest? And the next smallest? And the next smallest? Good. And now let's look at Lawrence. Which are your largest? The biggest? Which ones are the biggest? The next biggest? And the next biggest? Very good. And finally, let's look at Christina's. Which are the smallest, Christina? Oops. Oh, we have to be very careful because they do roll around, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, like little balls.
We'll give her just a minute to get them back. All right, which are the smallest, Christina? And the next smallest? And the next smallest. Very, very good. Well, let's leave our seeds right here. And we'd like to remind you that you can do this at your house, but please check with a grown-up at your house before you take some seeds and sort them out this way. But perhaps when they're planting a garden, they'll save some seeds for you so that you can try this at your house and sort them out by size. You could also do it by shape. Hey, that's Doobie's music. Hi, there's Doobie. Good morning. Come on. Let's say good morning. Hello. How are you, Doobie? It's good to see you. Did you have a nice weekend? Oh, can you tell Doobie, did you have a nice weekend too?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice to see you today. Say, it is. What day of the week today? Monday. And we know you always bring us a new message on Monday. Have you been thinking about it all weekend?
Doobie.
Have you? Well, let's see if we can step back over here. Let's give Doobie some room, and let's see if we can guess what Doobie's special message is for us today. What's Doobie doing?
Petting.
Petting what?
A dog.
Are you petting your dog, Doobie? Yes. Now what's Doobie? What is Doobie telling that dog to do?
Stay.
To stay? And where's Doobie going?
Inside.
Do you think he went... Well, where do you think the dog was? Inside or outside?
Outside.
Was the dog outside, Doobie? No?
Inside.
Inside? All right, now Doobie went back inside. But what did Doobie do before he went inside? He opened the door and then he closed the door, didn't he? Why do you think he closed the door so carefully?
So it doesn't break.
All right, so the door doesn't break, but what about Doobie's dog?
So he doesn't get hot.
Does Doobie want his dog to go outside and get lost?
No.
No. And sometimes animals can have accidents, especially when they get loose. Oh, Oh, Doobie says also, if you have a yard outside at your house, if you let your dog out in the yard, you should make sure that the gate is closed. Otherwise, what could happen?
The dog could run away.
It could run away, and it could get hurt. And, well, you want your dog to be safe, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, and if you have a cat at your house, it's important to keep the door closed, too, isn't it? Or so many different animals.
An elephant too. Elephant pet.
Well, do you think you'd have an elephant at your house as a pet?
No.
No, maybe in your imagination.
What you could keep outside for pet if you could keep him in some place that he could fit in and stay in.
Okay, Doobie, that's a very good point. Christian just said some people keep their pets outside, but they keep them in a fenced area with the gate closed, don't they? All right, and that's something you can really do. You can help at your house, can't they, Doobie? They can make sure the doors are closed and that the gates are closed so that our pets stay safe. Especially with the warm weather we're having, animals are outside a little bit more, aren't they? Oh, and if you take an animal for a walk, should you have something on that animal?
Yeah, a leash.
A leash, exactly. Remember, it's the law. Well, how would you like to turn into a bee? A bee without a leash, because we're going to fly all over with you. Come on, put on those big wings, and then start buzzing like a bee. Can you come over and buzz into a big beehive? Come on, let's make a big beehive over here. Buzz down at your house, and then wait for Doobie to tell us to come up. Come on, let those wings move faster and faster. Come on, Diane. Move your wings faster at your house. Oh, did you enjoy buzzing around with Doobie? But what are we going to remember about our pets?
Keep them safe.
Right, now how can we keep them safe? What did Doobie remind us of this morning?
Keep them in a yard. Close the gate.
All right, close the gate outside, and inside close the door. Exactly. And if you do take them out, that's right, Diane, keep your pets on a leash. That's so important. Well, we'll remember that, Doobie, and you have a nice walk with your dog. We'll look forward to seeing you here Friday. Have a good week, Doobie. Say hello to all the boys and girls. Goodbye. You ready to play another game with us this morning? This time we're going to play a counting game. Would you please go over and have a seat under the magic window? We're going to get our blocks out and we'll count with them. Now, could you please sit right over there? And one at a time, we'll bring a counter up to build.
Me.
All right, Karen, right back over here, please. And Michael, can you move back a little bit? All right, Diane, would you like to build first this morning? All right, would you come up and sit next to our blocks? Now, before you start building, we need a number. Remember, the number is going to be for you at your house, too. Christina, which number?
8.
Say it again.
8.
8. All right, Diane, right here, could you please put a stack or a pile of 8 blocks? All right. And if you don't have blocks at your house for building, perhaps you can use some pennies or some buttons. But remember, the number is 8. How are you doing at your house? Have you finished already?
It's 7.
Now, how many did we ask Diane to have? 8. All right. Remember, 8 is the number at your house.
7. Here's 7.
Let's count and let's see. Now, may I point, and would you please count as I point? All right, we don't want to get confused. We want to make sure we counted each and every one. Let's start with this one right inside of here. Do you see that at your house?
1.
Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exactly. Did you have exactly 8 at your house? All right, would you please put those back here?
I want to build.
Excuse me, let's give Karen a turn. And who would like to give Karen a number?
Me.
Lawrence? Oh, please remember, all you need to do is raise your hand. Lawrence, what's 10? All right. Karen, would you please trade places right here with Christina? Christina, could you please move back so she could sit there? All right. Now remember, the number for you at your house is 10. And Christian, could you please move back over there so our friends at home can see too? Thank you. All right, the number is 10. If you don't have anything to build with, why don't you just put 10 fingers down in front of you? All right, put them on the floor, count them to make sure you have exactly 10. All right, if you're counting as Karen is building, please count to yourself, or I don't say the numbers out loud. All right, Lawrence, count to yourself. Don't say the numbers out loud, please. Oh, shh. Let's let Karen do this on her own.
What's the number?
What was the number? Do you remember?
10.
10.
10.
Do you have your 10 already done at your house? As soon as Karen is finished, then we will count hers. Do you want to check first? All right, let's turn our heads away while she checks. Or why don't you check yours at your house? Karen's checking hers. As soon as she finishes, then she'll tell us whether it's ready to be counted. And of course, we want her to have 10. Do you have 10? Are we ready to count? All right, please count yours along with Karen's. Right. Excuse me, may I point? Because if we have people pointing at different blocks, we may not be sure we've counted them all. So may I point, and then will you please count with us?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And that little one over here, I didn't even see that. It was exactly 10. Lots of different blocks and a very interesting structure. Could you put those blocks away? Because we're going to look at some things that are almost as colorful as our blocks, things that are very good to eat. And they are right up here, and our owl would like you to play that game with us next.
Romper Room will be back after these messages.
Our skies are much bluer than blue. Our doom is a doomier doom. This is the land where we want to be. Our world is clean and free. The whole thing's up to you and me. You can make your land free too. With no litter, no pollution, and best yet, no more cigarettes.
None of us will ever smoke. No more hack and no more choke. The whole thing's up to you and me. It's a matter of life and breath.
Can you think of something that's red and juicy and it has black seeds in it?
Watermelon.
Oh, it is a watermelon. We have a picture of half of a watermelon with that green outside, the green rim. And next to our watermelon, we have vegetables. What vegetables do you see?
Carrots,
potatoes and carrots and lettuce and onions. And then finally we have a big juicy lemon. I also have some letters I'd like to show you. First, this letter, which begins your name if your name's Bonnie or Barbara or Brian or Brad, the capital B. Now, if your name is Jackie or Jason or Jed, your name begins with J. And perhaps you are 3 years old. This should be an easy one to remember, especially if you are 3 years old. But now I'd like you to take one last look at all of these things. Then I'd like you to close your eyes and then cover your eyes. We're going to play Look and See. Now, make sure your eyes are hidden. 1, 2, 3, look and see. What's missing?
Watermelon.
The watermelon.
And the vegetables.
And the vegetables. Very good. Let's try it again. Keep your eyes covered. 1, 2, 3, look and see.
Number 3.
All right, the numeral 3 and what else?
B.
B, good. Let's try again. Cover your eyes. Please don't peek. 1, 2, 3, look and see.
The lemon. The lemon.
Right, did you know that at your house? Did you say the lemon?
The J.
And the J. Again. Please don't peek. 1, 2, 3, look and see.
Vegetables.
The vegetables.
The J. The J.
Oh, someone said the watermelon.
The J.
And the J. And the numeral 3. Oh, let's try that one more time. Please cover your eyes. One, two, three, look and see. All right, the 3, the lemon, the B, and the J. It seemed to be very easy for you to remember all of those this morning. You did very well. But we're going to leave our owl right now, and we're going to get some big blocks out. Now, if you don't have big sponge blocks like these, to play this next game, you could use a couple shoe boxes or even some milk cartons. We're going to go bowling, and we'll need, shall we put out 3 this morning?
Yeah.
All right, 3 bowling pins like this, 1 in the front and 2 behind. And then we need 1 bowling ball, and we use our...
I want to be
oh,
the leader.
excuse me. When you raise your hand, you don't need to say anything. Just wait until you're called upon. All right, Karen?
I want to
Okay, everyone wants to be the leader. Well, we'll give Karen a turn this time. Would you stand right here, Karen? Would you please line up behind Karen? Michael, get ready to take a turn bowling with us this morning. Now, before we do go bowling, how do we move the ball?
roll it.
All right, make sure you roll it flat on the floor. Can we have even small bounces?
No.
No, flat on the floor. All right, Karen, start. How many pins did you knock down? 1, good. All right, now let's give Diane a turn, but Diane, please wait until I set the pins up again. Go. Oh, 1 again. Diane, would you please get the ball, return it to Christian. Come on, have you set up some pins at your house? Take a turn and try to knock them down. Come on, Christian. Oh, was that rolling? Could we try it again, and could you try to roll it this time? All right, would you get the ball? Make sure you roll it at your house. Roll it flat on the floor, Christian. Oh, very good. And that time he knocked down 1. All right, Christian, would you bring the ball? The orange one landed on the green. All right, now Lawrence. Oh, he almost knocked down all 3, but what color did he knock down? The green one. All right, Lawrence, would you take the ball back to Christina? Christina, are you ready to go bowling? Come on, go bowling at your house with Christina. Oh, everyone likes the green one today. All right, Christina, would you get the ball from Michael? Let's see which color Michael knocks down. Do you think he's going to knock that green one down again? Or perhaps the blue one or the orange one? Now, make sure you roll it, Michael. Which color? The orange one this time. All right, Michael, would you get the ball? Please give it to Karen. We're going to take another turn for everyone here bowling. We'd like you to take another turn at your house. Oh, almost the orange one. All right, Diane, please take a turn. Which color is she going to knock down? Oh, almost. Now it's Christian's turn. Christian, which color do you want to knock down? Green. He's going to try for the green one again. He got it. Very good. All right, Christian, would you please get the ball, return it to Lawrence. Maybe Lawrence will knock down all three. Do you think he will? Oh, which color? You got the orange one. All right, Lawrence, would you please get the ball, return it to Christina. Come on, take another turn at your house. All three. All right, now it's Diane's turn. Oh, almost, Diane. And finally, we've got one more turn for Michael. Would you take one more turn at your house? Go on, Michael. Oh, and just missed them. Well, Michael, would you please get the ball, and would you please put that away? We're going to put our blocks away. Would you please use your boxes or your milk cartons or your blocks, whichever you use this morning. Put them away, and then we're going to get ready to look at a very important sign, a sign that we see outside. It's in the shape of an octagon. Do you know which one it is? Well, we'll find out after this.
Romper Room will be back after these messages.
You can make lots and lots of bubbles with the amazing Spider-Man bubble machine or the incredible Hulk bubble machine, each sold separately. Fill the bubble machine with included bubble liquid. Dip the bubble ring into the liquid and blow on the tube.
Red bubbles, green bubbles, Hulk bubbles, Spider-Man bubbles.
The amazing Spider-Man and incredible Hulk bubble machines are each sold separately. New from Laramie.
Hocus Pocus, the amazing shrinking rabbit trick. How'd you do that? It's in my Cookie Crisp Magic Kit.
Kit includes Magic Tricks Cookie Jarvis record and autographed picture. Free when you send in 2 proof of purchase seals from specially marked packages.
It's Cookie Jarvis.
Cookies for breakfast is wrong. I'm sorry. But Cookie Crisp cereal is another story.
They look like little chocolate chip cookies.
They taste like them, too. But Cookie Crisp is a cereal, a part of this nutritious breakfast.
Are you standing at your house? Well, would you please stand up? We need your help. We need to pull a special sign that's right up there. It's right at the top of our wall. Can you see it yet? Well, just reach up there. Come on, help us pull it down. Up on your toes. Oh, here comes part of it. Come on. Oh, good. Let's step back and let's look at this sign. Can you read the word that's on that sign?
Stop. Stop.
What kind of sign is it? It is a stop sign. And what color is it?
Red.
Red with white letters. Where do you see a stop sign?
On the street.
Right. At corners. And what does the stop sign mean?
To stop.
Right. Cars are supposed to stop, and bicycle riders are supposed to stop. And before they go on, what should they do?
Look both ways.
Oh, look all directions. Look all directions around, and then proceed with caution. Let's spell the word on our sign. S-T-O-P. That spells stop. Do you think you could draw a picture of this stop sign and color it red with the white letters? All right, and print the word exactly the way it is here?
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to see that. Could you send it in to us? All right, put your name on your picture and send it in to our Romper Room address, and here it is. It's Romper Room, WORTV, New York, New York, 10018. And we'll look forward to seeing your stop sign. All right, do make sure that it's red with the white letters. And now let's see if we can push it up. Come on, get under and push that big stop sign back up. Oh, there it goes. Very good, and thank you for the help. Now, would you please sit down? We're not going to stop. We're going. We're going to a very special place today. A place where some scientists work. Do you remember earlier, let's see, Christian and Christina, or Michael, I think, also said that some scientists study animals. Well, they help animals. And today we're going to find out how scientists help fish. So would you please open your eyes and open your ears, and here we go. Of course, it begins with a fisherman fishing. Looks like this one's hooked something. Looks like a trout, doesn't it? That's a fish that's a lot of fun to catch. It tastes delicious. It puts up a good fight on the line.
A trout.
A trout lives best in fresh running water. And there are scientists that work to help more trout grow in our ponds and our streams. There are many fish hatcheries that raise them. Now, the first thing that they have to do is to net or to catch large numbers of female fish. And here they're trying to find the fish. All right, I think you can see that they're handling the fish very carefully so that they won't be hurt. Then these female trout are placed in a very special place where they're sorted out so that the healthiest and the best fish will be chosen. Now, very carefully, eggs are going to be taken out of this female fish, little fish eggs. There you see them. Now, once the eggs are removed from the female fish, she's going to be put back in the lake. And soon, these are going to hatch into baby fish. Fish darting around. Now they'll take a while to grow, and they're going to be kept healthy and well fed at this hatchery. And when they're just old enough, they're going to be released back into the streams and the ponds. And then we'll have more trout and more trout. Well, that's one special way that scientists help animals. And this week we're going to find out about so many different ways that scientists do help all of us. In fact, in just a minute, we're going to perform a couple of experiments that will teach us about the air we breathe. And we hope you'll join us for that. That's coming up next.
Romper Room will be back after these messages.
Hi, I'm Seymour Safely with a message about vision care. Does your child sit too close to the television set? Does he have trouble in school? He may be nearsighted. You say you have 20/20 vision? But you may not have proper eye muscle coordination, side vision, or depth perception. See a vision specialist. And see more safely.
See this little snack tooth munching away on good snacks? I'll change that. A bottle of sweet pop.
No thanks.
Some candy. If this kid keeps refusing my sweets, he'll grow up to be a healthy tooth with fewer cavities. Cake? Cookies?
Mister, want a carrot?
A carrot? Get that thing away from me.
Kick the sweet snack habit. Eat good snacks.
We've invited our visitors in to play a game with us on our mat. Now, we have 3 shapes, and I'd like to see how Lawrence can move from one shape to the next shape to the next shape. And I hope you remember the names of the shapes at your house. Which shape is this? The triangle, the square, and the circle. Good. All right, Lawrence, how would you like to move from one shape to the other? Jump, hop, walk, big giant steps. You decide, and please do it. Go from one shape and then into the next one. Okay. Whatever you'd like to do, Karen. You can jump, hop, skip. All right. Please move the line up. Please move the line up. Come right up here to our starting position. Take another turn at your house, even if you don't have shapes like these. Please take another turn. I go from one shape to the next shape. And now I'd like all my friends to sit down here on the floor. And I'd like you to focus your attention up at the desk. And would you please sit down at your house? All right, please sit down on the floor. Excuse me, Michael, not at the desk, but over here on the floor. And also Christina. There are many, many things that we study in Romper Room. Well, people called scientists also study. They study about our world and so many things in our world. One thing they study a great deal is air. Now, air is something that we can't see, but we know it's there. How do we know it's there?
We can feel it.
Well, we can feel it if the wind is blowing, but we need air to breathe. Now, excuse me, may I ask everyone to please sit back out here and sit all the way down on the floor, because I'm going to show you. I'll make sure that you can see everything, but please sit all the way down, not up on your knees. Thank you. Now, we need air to breathe. Could you take a big deep breath? All right, many scientists study why we need the air to breathe and why we need clean air and what is in the air that is good for us. Well, scientists also study how rockets move through the air, and they perform different experiments to learn about this. Well, today we have two experiments that we'd like to show you. Experiments that you can try at your house. Right. The first experiment is called a surprise, a tapping coin surprise. And we have a bottle that has been chilled. It's been chilled in the refrigerator. Now, very carefully, I'm going to take a little water. Excuse me, Diane and Christina, please sit all the way back. I'm just going to run the water around the rim of the bottle. And then I'm going to run the water around this penny. Place the penny right there, and now I'm going to hold my hands. Listen carefully. Did you hear something?
That was one penny. Yeah.
Did you hear that penny tapping?
Yeah.
Now,
it was freezing.
Do you know why that penny was moving? What moved it? Did I move it?
No.
But where are my hands? On the bottle. And my hands are much warmer than the bottle. And the heat from my hands is warming the air inside of that bottle. Now, what happens when air heats? Well, it expands. All right, it gets bigger and bigger. And it tries to push right out of the bottle. And therefore, it pushes the coin up. So it's that air getting warmer that's pushing the coin up. All right, that's one experiment that you can try at your house. Here's another one that we'd like to show you. And once again, you're going to begin with a bottle. And we've also chilled this bottle. We're going to take a balloon and we're going to put it over the opening of the bottle. Is the balloon blown up? No, very flat. Now we've got a tub of hot water here, and I'd like you to watch very carefully. I'm going to push this, excuse me, I'm going to have to ask you to please sit down. I'm going to push this down in the hot water. What do you see happening to the balloon?
It's blowing.
What is blowing up the balloon? What is inflating it?
Hot water.
Well, the hot water's not inside of the bottle, is it? What is the hot water doing?
It's warming up the air inside the bottle.
Exactly. It's warming up the air inside of the bottle. And when those air molecules inside of that bottle get heated, they start moving very, very fast, and they bump against each other. They expand, and it tries to get out of the bottle. But can it get out of the bottle?
No.
Well, it can, but the only place it can move is into the balloon. And so it starts inflating the balloon. Well, these are just a couple of experiments that you can perform at your house to learn about the air. You can be a scientist. And maybe you'd like to try it a little bit later. But I'd like to remind you of one thing. We've used glass bottles for this experiment. Please be very careful when you do this at your house. Please make sure you check with a grown-up at your house before you even touch a glass bottle. Ask them to perform the experiments with you, and we hope you have fun doing that. I need one volunteer for our last game. Someone who wants to be our leader.
Me.
What is your name? Calvin. All right, Calvin, would you please stand up here? Would everyone please make a line behind Calvin? He's going to be our leader. Wherever he takes you, we want you to go. All right, everyone in a straight line? All right, Calvin, you can move any way you want. You can move anywhere you want. And you will be our leader as soon as you say, Mr. Music, please. Follow Calvin. All right, Calvin, you can move any way you want. How would you like to have them move differently from walking, Calvin? Okay, Calvin, could you please bring the line right over here? Calvin, move the line right over here. We need to pick a new leader for the front of our line. Okay, what is your name?
Danielle.
What is it?
Danielle.
Danielle. All right, Danielle, would you please get in front of Calvin? All right, let's make this a straight line again. And would you please get ready to be our leader as soon as we say, Mr. Music, please. All right, now, Danielle, can you do something besides walking? Jump or hop or skip, whatever you want to do. But come on, follow your leader. I think you need to move a little bit slower. Everyone lost you. Come on, follow your leader. She's your leader. You follow her, Calvin. Would you please stop just where you are? We need another leader. Oh, excuse me. Are some of our friends forgetting? All you have to do is raise your hand. Please don't say me. What is your name?
Richard.
All right. What happens when everyone yells me? Oh, I don't know who said it.
Too loud.
It gets too loud. I think that's noise pollution, don't you? All right, Richard's going to be your leader. Would you please line up behind Richard? Now, we've been walking and skipping. What are you going to have us do, Richard? All right, Mr. Music, please. Come on. Michael, join the line. Another way of moving. Well, let's have another visitor take a turn. What is your name?
Allison.
Allison. All right, would everyone line up behind Allison this time?
Yeah.
Which way will Allison have you move? Allison, can you think of another way to move? All right, let's find out what it is as soon as we say, Mr. Music, please. Good, Allison. Oh, big steps. Is that what you're taking, Allison? Big, giant steps? Allison, bring the line over here. Remember, you're the leader. And now I'm going to ask Diane, if she will lead everyone over to the carpet, would you please have a seat? And would you please invite a grown-up at your house to join you for just a minute here in Romper Room, because we'd like to share with you some of the activities that will be coming up this week in Romper Room. Tomorrow we're going to have a very special scientist visiting Romper Room, someone who's going to explain what this special photograph is. He's a meteorologist. He is Bill Corbell of the John Gambling Show on WOR Radio, our sister station, and he'll be here tomorrow morning in Romper Room. On Wednesday, a soil conservationist will be visiting us and telling us how he studies the soil as a scientist. On Thursday, we're going to be scientists again, making our own magnifying cups, and we'll show you how you can make one at your house. And on Friday, our friend Doc will be here to talk to us about the importance of clean air. And we hope that you'll join us each and every day this week. Right now, I do need your help with this Romper Room magic. Romper, romper, stomper, boo, tell me, boo, magic mirror, tell me today, did all my friends have fun at play? I see Terry and Diane and Bob. There's Linda and Nancy and Jerry. I see Leon and Bonnie and Roy today, and of course I see you. And I'll be looking for you tomorrow morning right here in the Romper Room School at 10 o'clock. Have a good day.
The Romper Room, featuring Mary Ann Pedersen, is a Bert Klaster production directed by John Wolff. This program was pre-recorded. Ida Lupino stars in Our Time today at 1. Now stay tuned as guest Carl Degler discusses women and the family on Straight Talk, next on Channel 9. Now, to express the opinion of the management of WOR-TV, here is Vice President and Director of Public Affairs, Marcia Kaminsky.
The extended family isn't what it used to be, and in New York City, most elderly people now live alone. This has led to an explosion in government services for the aging. As with many social programs, services for the elderly involve confusing regulations and much overlapping. Senior citizens have real problems understanding the system. Medicaid, for example, is available to older people, but only 11% of them use the program. And in the city, 70% of the elderly are renters, yet many don't take advantage of an available rent exemption. Services are terribly fragmented, with needy applicants being shunted from office to office. So even if applications and regulations were simple to follow, many senior citizens would be physically unable to comply. 75% of them suffer from chronic diseases, and 8% are incapacitated. Also, the language barrier presents a problem for many of New York's senior citizens. The city's Department for the Aging is beginning an experimental project that would open offices in 4 boroughs where the elderly could get the information they need to participate in programs. These one-stop centers will explore ways to reduce overlapping services, making better use of tax dollars. Red tape can be frustrating to any citizen, but it really hurts the elderly if it denies them legitimate benefits. We urge the city to expand its one-stop center project. I'm Marcia Kaminsky.
This has been a WOR-TV editorial presented in the interest of our viewers. Comments on our editorials are welcome, and we recognize our obligation to broadcast contrasting views of responsible spokesmen in order to achieve a balanced presentation of this issue.
Join James Mason for an intimate look at Hollywood's fabulous years. Television as you like it. Tonight at 8, here on Channel 9.
Do you have business problems? You can benefit from free confidential advice offered by the Executive Volunteer Corps. It doesn't matter if you are starting a new business or struggling with an old one. Visit us at the Executive Volunteer Corps. It's a free service of the city's Office of Economic Development, open to all in the metropolitan area. Come to 41 East 42nd Street.
Among landmark attractions located in the borough of the Bronx is the Hall of Fame for Great Americans housed on the beautiful campus of Bronx Community College. I'm Dr. Roscoe Brown, president of Bronx Community College. Among the great Americans honored here are Abraham Lincoln, Susan B. Anthony, and my favorite, George Washington Carver. Visit the Hall of Fame for Great Americans at Bronx Community College. It is open free to the public 7 days a week.
Women have been facing the same basic conflict for centuries, struggling for their independence while preserving the values of their traditional family. This morning we're going to discuss the future of women and their role in the central institution of American life, the family.
And later on we'll find out a program that recognizes motherhood as a profession. And
just says it's time for Romper Room and time for you to jog with Mr. Music. Come on, jump up at your house. As soon as he starts the music, we'll start jogging here in Romper Room. But as soon as he stops the music, then you stop jogging. Just freeze right in your tracks. If you don't freeze, then he's caught you. Oh, did he catch you this morning? Come on, go for your morning jog with us. Oh, but make sure you freeze as soon as he stops the music. Did he just catch you? Or did you stop the instant he stopped the music? Very good. Oh, I think he caught some of us that time, didn't he? Did he catch you that time? Oh, I think he caught some people that time, didn't he, Christian? Mr. Music, you're getting sneaky. He sure is. Oh.
He got really sneaky.
Oh, I don't think he caught anybody that time. Oh.
Guess what? Slow down the music.
Oh, did he catch you at home that time? Come on. Keep jogging until he stops the music.
I stopped a minute.
And I think that's the end of his music. Say, are we glad to see you in school with us today? Do you know we're going to be performing some more experiments, and we have a special scientist visiting us. A scientist who works at WOR Radio. We'll meet him a little later. But we need to say the pledge. Who's going to hold the flag for us? Karen, would you like to hold it? All right, would you please stand here? Hold the flag out so that our friends at home can see it. That's right, Lawrence. Please put your right hand on your heart. Good. And Karen, would you please lead us in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. And we've just come to Romper Room. We're going to get ready to leave Romper Room. We're going to gallop. Do you have a mop or a stick horse at your house? Well, would you please get it out and get up on your stick horse, because we are going all over our country today. Well, we're going to look at certain land formations, like mountains and valleys, and we'll see rivers and lakes and oceans, and we want you to come with us. Come on, get up on your horse and get ready to gallop to a big mountain with us as we say, Mr. Music, please. Now keep looking for that big mountain. Right there behind Lawrence. Let's gallop up the side of the mountain. Come on, gallop all the way up to the top. All the way up to the very top. Oh, is it cold on top of this mountain? No. Oh, it's colder than it was down below, isn't it? Let's stand together. Maybe we can warm each other up. All right, let's look down this mountain. What do you see as you look down the mountain?
Well, I'm afraid that I'll fall.
Are you afraid you're going to fall?
Yeah,
oh, well, we don't want to stand... Well, don't hold the horse too close to the edge, and we don't want to get too close to the edge ourselves. But, well, do we have trees up here on the top of the mountain where we are? No. No. But look at down below. Do you see where the trees start? Yes. the tree line. And then, oh, at the very bottom, it looks like a green carpet. That's the valley at the bottom of the mountain. Do you see a little river going through that valley? Should we gallop down to that river?
Yeah.
All right, now let's be careful. We're galloping all the way down this mountain. Oh, it's getting warmer. Do you feel it?
Yeah.
All right. And right down to the valley. Can you find that river? Do you hear it? Did you find it over there, Christian? All right, let's go over to the edge of the river. Do you
I'm
see?
gonna dive in and swim.
Oh, is it that deep here? Oh, it looks fairly shallow, doesn't it? Do you see any animals in the river?
Yeah.
What do you see, Michael?
A tiger.
A tiger in the river? Oh, I don't think they like water very much. They like to drink it, don't they? But do you see some fish?
Yeah.
Oh, just a minute. Do you see that one animal hopping on 4 legs?
A frog.
It's a frog, isn't it?
Frog.
Yes, and what else, Karen?
I see an alligator. I see an alligator.
Alligator. Oh, I think we better get back to Romper Room. Go on, let's get back on our horses. And let's gallop. Oh, make sure your horse's head is in the front. We don't want your horse to take you backwards. Galloping backwards could be a very strange sensation, but we need to get back there, so let's go. Mr. Music, please. Oh, and here we are back at Romper Room. Let's put our horses away.
Backwards.
And then we're going to get ready to perform some experiments. Today we're... Oh, do you know what? In just a minute, we're going to perform an experiment with something those horses, if they were real horses, would really like to drink. What do horses like to drink?
Water.
Water. And we're going to perform a couple experiments with water right after this.
Romper Room will be back after these messages.
Boys and girls and mommies too, Mr. Doobie wants you to know that it's very, very important to take care of our eyes. Sometimes when boys and girls are Romper Room size, they have a lazy eye which can't see things properly. This is called amblyopia. That's a big word, but remember, it means lazy eye. And boys and girls and mommies and daddies can't always tell if we have amblyopia, but eye doctors can tell. And if we have our eyes examined before we are 6 years old, the eye doctor can help cure amblyopia and make our eyes strong and healthy. After we are 6 years old, amblyopia is difficult to help. The United States Public Health Service asked me to please tell you that it's very important for all Romper Room friends to have their eyes examined by an eye doctor before you are 6.
Have you ever had a glass or a mug or a cup and filled it with milk or soda or juice? Have you ever poured some in a glass for yourself or for someone else? Well, and sometimes you put so much in the glass that you're not even sure you can pick it up without spilling it. Well, this morning, we're going to perform a couple experiments. A couple experiments that I think might surprise you if you thought once you put all that milk in that you couldn't get any more in. Well, what we're actually going to use is water. And now these are experiments that you can try at your house, but please check with a grown-up. Right, take a cup. We're using plastic cups. And carefully fill it to the very top. Have I filled it to the top? Think I could get any more in there?
No.
I have some red liquid here, and I'm going to add a drop of this red liquid. Do you think I could add just one drop, or do you think it will overflow onto the towel? All right, let me carefully try just one drop. Didn't overflow, did it? No. All right, would you help me keep track of the drops? All right, that's 1.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Are you counting at your house? Yes. That was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Think I can put some more in there? But I thought you said this couldn't hold anymore. 9, 10, 11. Oh, I think 2 went that time. 12, 13, 14. Do you think we can fit more?
Yeah.
Well, help me count. The last one was 14, so now we're on 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Do you think I can fit more?
No.
I thought you said I couldn't put any more in there.
Yeah.
Well, we ended with 23. Let's try some more.
24.
20. Oh, let me put a little bit less in this one. All right. 26, 27, 28. Shall I try some more?
No.
What did you say at your house?
No.
All right, well, let's keep counting. At 29? 30, 31, 32, 33. Shall I try some more?
Yeah. 34, 35, 36.
More?
Yeah.
39, 40, 41. Do you think we could get all the way up to 50? Let's try. We were at 41,
42,
42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. And do you know that some of you said that you didn't think we could fit any more water in? But, oh, just a minute. Let's take a careful... Oh, don't touch the table. Let's look carefully at that glass. Does it look like the water's up above the top of the glass?
No.
Do you know what's holding that water in the glass? Something special called surface tension. And it's something that goes all the way across the top. And just like a balloon holds air inside, that surface tension holds the water in the glass. Well, we could probably add some more drops there. But I think you're beginning to see the idea of that experiment. Now, we just added liquid to liquid. What do you think would happen if we took another cup and filled that cup with water all the way up to the top? Think I can get any more in there?
No.
I don't think so. All right, instead of adding liquid, what would happen if we added something solid, like pennies? Do you think I could put 1 penny in there and not have it overflow? What do you say at your house?
Yeah.
All right. Let me try just 1 penny edgewise. I'm going to drop it in edgeways.
I said no.
All right, that was 1. Now, I've got lots of pennies here. Should we count the pennies and see how many we can add?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
This is 13.
14,
17, 18, 19, 20. We've added not just 1 penny, we've added 20 pennies. Do you think we could add more?
Yeah.
More than 20 pennies, but you said the glass was filled with water. Oh, we just put 20 pennies in there. Shall we try to add some more? All right, this is 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Still hasn't overflowed. Please don't touch the table. Let's look carefully at this glass. Once again, do you see that water is almost up over the edge of the glass?
More.
What's holding that water in there?
Penny.
Are the pennies holding the water in the cup? All right, the same thing that's holding this red water in the cup is holding the clear water. It's surface tension. Let's say that together. Surface tension. All right, that's a special force on top of the water. All right, and you can think of it almost like a balloon holding air in. The surface of the water is holding the water in, even though it rises almost above the level of the cup.
More.
Well, I've got 4 more. Shall we try? Shall we see if one of these makes it overflow? Well, this is 31, 32, 33, 34. Even 34 pennies didn't make it overflow. Well, we hope that you will be a scientist at your house and try these experiments, maybe later today. But please make sure you check with an adult at your house before you try this experiment. And we hope you enjoy learning about water and surface tension. Time for us to get a little exercise, and we're going to do that by putting our hands out. Can you put your hand out in front of you? And then, can you draw your hand in and make a fist? We're going to punch our puncheons, and we'd like you to have some good punching fun with us. Now, before we can punch, we do need to get out in the center of the room and also away from any furniture or away from anyone else. We don't want to accidentally punch someone else. All right, Christian, let's have you move back here. And Christina, could you move way back onto the carpet? Pick up your puncheon. And, oh, Michael, I think you're too close to Christian over here. And Karen, I think you need to move away from Lawrence. All right, I think we're now ready. Let's make those fists. Come on, wind up your fist. Wind it up, and then start punching. If your puncheon moves too close to someone, Karen, pick up your puncheon, move it back. Lawrence, could you pick up your puncheon and please move back? Way back over here so you have some punching room. Good. Which hand were you just using for punching? Well, could you take that hand and put it behind your back? Right now, give the other arm some exercise and use that as we say, Mr. Music, please. Come on, even if you don't have a puncheon at your house, pretend you've got a puncheon out in front of you and punch the air. Come on, good hard sucks. Michael, Christina. Oh, Karen, I think you need to move back. Christina? hope you enjoy punching fun, do you? But we don't want to have accidents, and that's why we remind you to stay away from one another. Now, something else you have to do with your punch-em. When you finish punching, can you leave it right there in the middle of the room? What should you do with it? Put it away so that it doesn't pop. We want to keep the air inside so we have them the next time we want to use them. Yes, Karen? All right, but now would you please pick it up, put it over here. We have to get ready to meet our special scientist of the day in Romper Room, and he'll be here right after this.
Romper Room will be back after these messages.
Pretend I'm a door to your apartment or your bedroom, and there's a fire on the other side. Feel me. Come on, don't be shy. Give me your hand. Feel me. Am I hot? If I am, don't open me. Get out a different way. Because if it's hot enough outside to make me feel hot, it'd knock you out before you took 2 steps. So in a fire, feel your door before opening it. If it's hot, don't.
On the farm, we grow a food that's everything you need to eat. It's a fruit, a veg, a bread, a milk, a cheese, a bean, a meat. Hi, I'm Farmer Brown.
I'm Gussie Goose.
Singing about all the foods you need to keep you healthy.
Like fruits and vegetables.
They help you grow.
Carrots, tomatoes, and green beans, and peas, and spinach, and
They taste good, too. For variety and vitamins and feeling rooty toot. Eat a veg, a bread, a milk, a cheese, a bean, a meat, a fruit. Eat a variety every day.
apples, and greens, and potatoes, and corn, and oranges, and...
Yeah.
We have a scientist with us today who has studied his science for many, many years. Now, I'd like to tell you just a few things about him to see if you can guess what kind of scientist he is. All right, he's a scientist that can help you every day of your lives because he'll tell you whether you need to wear a jacket if you go outside or take an umbrella if you're going outside or if you need to put on your snow boots. Have you guessed what kind of scientist he is? Karen?
A weatherman.
He is a weather forecaster, and we'd like you to help us welcome Bill Corbell from WOR Radio, the John Gambling Show. You'll hear him Monday through Saturday. Yes, you heard him this morning on WOR Radio. Welcome to Romper Room.
Thank you, Mary. Nice to be here.
Now, I said you were a scientist, and we use the term weather forecaster, but there's a correct title for the name of your science and for you. I wonder if any of our friends know it. It begins with an M. Could you say it?
It's awfully hard to say, even for me. Meteorologist.
Let's say that. Meteorologist.
It's almost 2 words. Meteor and ologist.
All right. Can you tell us what that means exactly?
Well, it came from a Greek word. And in ancient Greek, the word meteor, or meteos, I think it was, meant high in the sky. And ology is the study of something like that. So we study things high in the sky, or in this case, we study the weather. That's where the name came from.
How did you first get interested in studying weather?
When I was a young boy.
Almost the age of our friends who are watching?
Perhaps that age. I would say it was about then. My family had a boat. I was always interested in airplanes. And it seemed when we go out on the boat, my father could look at the sky since he had been on boats a long time. And he'd look at the clouds and he'd see which way the wind was blowing and say, it's going to rain later today. And I started watching the weather and it would happen. And I got into high school. I thought that would be a good career to pursue. And I went into college and I studied meteorology. See, I can't say it either. I studied the weather in college and I graduated from New York University and I went to the Air Force, where of course the weather is very important.
All right, you studied weather and you forecasted all over the world when you were with the Air Force.
Yes, first in a very snowy part of New York State, in the western part of New York State, where we get 100 inches of snow a year, a lot of snow. Then I went just the opposite. I went to Thailand, which is a very warm country. Temperatures 90, 95, and lots of rain. Then I came back to the United States and I went to Washington, D.C., and I was stationed there.
You had a very special duty when you were in Washington, D.C. I wonder if you could tell our friends about your special duty there.
Well, for part of the time I was there, I forecast the weather for the president's flights. The president's airplane is kept at Andrews Air Force Base, which is right near his home in Washington, right near the nation's capital. And when he would fly someplace, or the vice president or a congressman or other government officials, they would use the planes, and we would give them the weather forecast so that they would make the flight safely wherever they were going, anywhere in the world.
Well, that indeed is very special, and Bill's special job today is as our meteorologist at WOR Radio. Now, Monday through Saturday, beginning very early in the morning at 5 a.m.
Too early, much too early. The day should start later.
You start forecasting the weather, and we can hear your reports on the radio. Now, can you tell us what you do when you first get into WOR in the morning to prepare your forecast? How do you decide? What helps you decide whether to tell us it's going to rain or be in the 80s or in the 50s?
Well, we have at WOR and any good-sized weather office a number of machines that bring in information from all over the country. We have a teletype machine or several teletype machines that bring in weather information from all the airports in the country plus other data. And I have another machine that produces satellite pictures and maps.
Right, we have examples of some of these here.
We do.
Could you please tell us what we're looking at in
Okay.
these pictures?
Here, if you look very carefully, you'll see an outline of the United States. Here's the East Coast, that's Florida. Here is New York City. There's Long Island, that little projection sticking out. Now, what we are looking at is a large swirl of clouds. You can see it's almost like a pinwheel. This is a tropical storm. It was a hurricane and came up through Florida. This was the one last year. And here it's centered. You can almost see the center just off the coast of Georgia, it looks like. So here's a picture taken from 22,000 miles up in space.
From a satellite.
From a satellite that takes pictures continuously day and night. And they are received, and we can watch the movement. If we had the picture an hour before that, you might have seen the storm a bit farther south.
Let's look at the next one.
Okay, just another picture from the same satellite or a similar one taken at a different time of the year. Just shows pretty cloud bands. Again, here's Florida. Here's the Yucatan Peninsula. That's down near Mexico. New York City is way, way up here. And all the white masses you see are clouds. And they just swirl across the country, sometimes in bands, sometimes in small clumps.
Right, if this were a picture of the weather today, it looks like we're not in the clouds.
No, that's right. So you can see it's dark where we are pretty much. So
and that means it's sunny, it's
mainly
clear
sunny
where
weather.
we are.
That's right. On the other hand, out by the Great Lakes and on down towards the Gulf of Mexico, it's all cloudy. They might be having rain.
Okay, let's look at another.
And here's one just to prove that the Earth is round. This is the same satellite, same distance, just used a different lens. Like the cameras, the TV cameras can get close or far. They do the same thing. And here the entire Western Hemisphere pretty much is on the picture from the North Pole to the South Pole. South America is here.
Can you find New York in that picture? Do you see it? Can you point
It's
out?
a little hard to see. Let me see if I can find it myself. Yeah, here it is. You can see barely the outline of the United States is in white dots, and there's New York. There it looks like on this picture we were under the clouds.
Okay, you've got some more pictures that you use.
One way of following the rain or the snow is with a radar. Similar to the radars that guide airplanes, it just uses it's a different type, the same concept. And what it does is sends out an electronic beam through the atmosphere. And when it hits a drop of water, it reflects it back. And the radar can determine exactly where that drop of water is, and it paints a picture or prints a picture. Normally it's viewed on a television screen. But in my office I have one that prints a paper copy so I can take it with me. Now here we have two radar pictures, one taken at 5:30 in the morning, one taken at 7:30. Now here is New York City up at the top. This particular radar is located in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Now this dark area right here and this one here indicate rain. These were rain showers.
Right, so at 5:30 in the morning on that day, it was raining in that particular area.
That's about Philadelphia, Trenton, that area. Also northern New Jersey. 2 hours later, notice it stopped raining in Philadelphia and eastern Pennsylvania. That rain had moved up and over New York City. So I could see it would be raining here for another half hour to an hour, then the clearing weather would move in.
We have some more things that you use in your job.
I mentioned the weather machine that prints maps. This is a map of the United States. I think you can recognize it. All these little blobs or areas are areas where it's raining. And these are, this is actually a map combining all of those radar pictures into one large map. So here we can see rain, showers along the East Coast, Lots of rain showers and thunderstorms in Texas up through Colorado. One thing about being a weatherman, you learn geography very well. I know exactly where every state is, and I don't even have to look at a map to know where they are, up into Montana and Idaho and Nevada.
All right, finally one more map.
And here's one more. It's important for us to know the weather not just at the surface where we live, but higher up in the atmosphere.
Why is that important?
Well, the higher level winds, the winds higher up, actually move the weather we see here. The rain that falls on your head might start to fall 5 miles up in the air. 2, 3, 4 miles up in the air. So we have to know what the winds are there, and this is a map which will tell me the direction of the winds and moves along with these lines you see. The winds would come this direction here, like so. It also indicates the temperatures at this particular altitude, which is about 18,000 feet up. And the wind speed and wind direction and temperature and amount of moisture in the air.
Right, we've just looked at pictures here that come from satellites and also the radar pictures. You have an instrument in your lap, and I think our friends here would be very interested in knowing where this instrument was originally. I wonder if you can guess.
Typewriter.
Looks like a typewriter. I guess it does, doesn't it?
Might remind our friends of that.
Well, that last map I showed you, which showed the winds and the temperature way up high at 18,000 feet, was drawn from information gathered from a machine like this. This plastic box with all the little mechanical things, electronic things inside, I don't understand them, I'm not an electronics engineer, hangs below a balloon.
This is a special weather balloon.
It's a weather balloon. This is called a radio sonde. It's a radio that sends information. The balloon carries this up. You can imagine it's a pretty big balloon to carry this. This is pretty heavy. A small balloon wouldn't do it.
It's a very large balloon.
It's about 3 or 4 feet in diameter, I guess, when it blows up completely. And they send this aloft. One goes from Fort Totten in New York City. They send it aloft from all over the world. At the same time, as it goes up, it measures the temperature, the amount of water in the air, and the air pressure. And this is information sent back down, so we know the temperature at 1,000 feet over your head, or 10,000, or 50,000. And that is used to compile a weather forecast.
Right, and that happens twice a day, every day.
Twice a day, all over the world at the same time. Right now it's about 8 o'clock our time in the morning and in the evening.
So that in Florida, at the same time,
in
it's
Russia,
leaving
in China, in England, in
all over
South
the
America,
world.
all over the world, same time.
Well, I know, Bill, you had said that it's very important for you to cooperate with weather people all over the world, and that you really do.
It is. Weather is one of the few areas, Marianne, where the information is traded among all countries, whether they're friends or not. We get weather, as I said, from China, from Russia. We even get weather now from Iran. It doesn't matter. Weather information is freely traded among the nations. And if you recall the maps we showed, you can see how large the world is. There's a lot of area to cover. And even here, we have weather information coming from up in Canada, down in Mexico, out in the Bahamas, out in the Pacific Ocean.
Well, that was a very complicated instrument we just looked at.
Yes,
You've got something that's a little simpler, and something
simpler.
that might look like what you have at your house.
In fact, you may very well have one of these. We'll just tell you what it does. The top one is a thermometer. I suspect it's a little hard to see, but well, it's very hard to see, come to think of it. Anyway, there's a thermometer, there's a barometer, and there is something called a hygrometer on this.
All right, let's start with the thermometer. How many of you think you know what a thermometer measures? Michael? Did you say that the temperature? Yes, the temperature of our air.
That's exactly it. And in this case, it's about 72 degrees here, which is very nice.